Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mina and today we are going to set up my reading journal for 2024. I know, I'm late, but this is the first video on my channel and I underestimated how long it would take me to make it. I especially struggled with this audio. Between my accent and my cold, my voice is not cooperating, and let's just say it's not my first time recording this. Another thing I struggled with was to choose a theme for my journal. In the beginning, I was leaning toward a dark academia aesthetic, which has been very trendy these past years, but it took some turns, and in the end, if I had to come up with a name for the aesthetic I ended up achieving, it would be something like Sherlock Holmes at a tea party in a secret garden. Core. Do you think it's gonna be the next trend? I hope it will. I definitely enjoyed the vibe, but let's get back to the video. As you can see, the first thing I did is this 2024 double page to separate my reading journal from the rest of my notebook. I was using it as a bullet journal these last years, or should I say trying to use, but I wasn't very consistent and I only used like 1/3 of it, despite using it since 2021, so I decided to do a reading journal instead. And not a bullet journal, if you didn't get it. I used this beautiful paper from the same papercraft set than the one in the corners to write 2024 in the center. I took inspiration from vintage fonts and freehanded the numbers backwards on the white side of the paper to avoid any stains and erasing marks. And now it's time for my favorite part, stickers! This set, like a majority of what I used in this video, is from Axiom, which you're probably familiar with if you're from Europe. And if not, I'm really sorry, because I tried finding another place to buy those sets, but didn't find anything. I'll try using worldwide available stationery in the future, but as a student, this is the most affordable option for me at the moment. So yeah, I'm really sorry, but just appreciate the moment, please. Once I was happy with the placement of my stickers, I grabbed the most simple black pen I found and started doodling. If you know me in real life or if you're coming from Instagram, you probably know that I like to draw and that I'm always doodling flowers everywhere. So yeah, it will not reflect me if I didn't put some in my journal. Something I really loved about the paper I put in the corners is that it has this very elegant gilding on it. I tried to incorporate gold in the rest of the page by adding some washi tape, as you already see, but it wasn't enough for me, so I grasped my gel pens and added gold and more of this burgundy color on the roses to match my corners. And if you're wondering where I got this washi tape, I bought it in an old collection at Emma, which is another European store, so yeah, sorry for any non-European watcher. After finishing these pages, I continued with my reading goals for the year. I lost the footage for the little card I made, but as you can see, one of my goals this year is to read 50 books, so that's why I'm drawing all of the little squares on the right. I actually did too much of them, but don't worry, I'll fix it later. I will be using this envelope to hide pieces of paper that I will stick on a square each time I read a book. But since the envelope is a bit thick, I didn't put it permanently on the page until the end. A particularity of this notebook is that it is separated in 3 parts. One with white pages, one with brown pages, and one with black pages. As we are currently in the brown section, every mistake I make has to be covered up with paper, since I don't have any gel pen or anything in the same color as the notebook. I wasn't planning to use decorative paper, but in the end it turned out cuter than if I had written start or end directly on the page, so I'm happy with it. Actually, to be honest, at this point of the video I wasn't totally happy with it, so I came back later off camera to write with a thicker pen on top of it, but for now we're doodling flowers once again. Moving on to the next spread. It's so hard to say. Anyway, those 2 pages here are dedicated to the challenges I'm planning to do this year. First, I took a page out of another notebook I have to create a spreadsheet for my book bingo. It's actually the same notebook than the one I'm using, but in pink. So yeah, 2021 me was overly optimistic when she thought she would finish the green one soon enough that she'll need another notebook. Anyway, let's go back to the book bingo, shall we? It has 24 prompts, since we are in 2024, and though I found inspiration through Pinterest, I mostly came up with prompts I thought would fit my reading style. For example, I put books featuring each season, which is already something I do, that I learned from Darling Daisy. It helps romanticize each season as they come and put you in the right mood for them. If you want to have a close-up look of my book bingo, chances are I already posted pictures of it on Instagram, or you could just tap pause when I finish it, it's up to you. I then used a leftover from the white page to stamp the title. The bee stamp I'm using is actually in my family since my great-grandfather got it made with our last name's initial. That's pretty cool if you ask me. After that, I took the same paper as for the numbers of my 2024 page to create a frame for my table to sit on. The second book challenge I'm putting on is an A to Z by book title. I've intentionally left some space in the top left and bottom right corners to add more stickers, washi tape, and roses. I wanted to define the writing space a little bit more here, so I grabbed out a nice grey Tombow pen. This is the N75, which is truly the only Tombow pen I own, and I only use it for this purpose. After finishing all my lines, I went over it a second time to add depth on certain area. Once again, I'm doodling the same roses, not really thinking, as I made them climbing up the page. Now that those pages are all set up, we are going to move on to my book series spread. I didn't know how I was going to organize it at the time, so I framed the 2 pages with decorations and left the center blank for me to figure out what I want throughout the year. To be completely honest with you, This is the first spread where I added gold stars, but I liked them so much I came back on the past pages to add them. And I changed the timeline while editing for a better flow. So now you know. Continuing with my physical TBR, and really the only TBR I'm gonna have this year. As a big mood reader, I found monthly to-be-read piles way too restrictive, let alone a yearly one. So I figured the only thing that was important for me this year was to actually read the books I already own. Having to put them all in this not so tiny 2D bookshelves made me realize I had way more unread books than what I thought. If I counted correctly, I put 48 books in there. That's a lot of books. I didn't even know I had this many books on my real bookshelves. I guess I should probably count how many read books I own too. You know what? It's a job for future me. If you're reading a title and you don't understand it, odds are I wrote that title in French. It's not you, babe, it's me. After finishing my to-be-read bookshelf, I drew another one for the books I'm gonna buy this year, so I can keep up with what's coming in my bookshelves, what I buy, what I'm given, what I'm actually reading, etc. I left this one empty. I rather fill it throughout the year than pre-filled it like I've seen so many people do. I'm scared I'll draw too much books or, worse, not enough, which is more likely to happen. Jumping back in time for a minute here, did you see the P I stamped? I used my B stamp to make a P by erasing part of it with a tissue. I was so proud of myself, I had to tell you. It wasn't that easy to decorate with so little space left on the page, but I think I managed to make it work. Finally, the last spread that I did was a 2024 in statistics. I just couldn't resist incorporating a Dutch door. I love Dutch doors. They're cool and they're practical. It's less time consuming to decorate. I just love them. There are 9 columns in this table. The first one is for the months, and then in order, this is what I'm tracking. Number of physical books, number of ebooks, number of 5 stars and of 1 stars, average rating, average length, number of rereads, and the total of books for each month. I know I could have tracked down way more stuff, but I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't want this to become a chore. I say as it took me multiple days to finish this setup, but I really hope this will be the longest it will ever take me. I already struggle with consistency as it is. I gotta take it easy. Keeping the same font from the cover page, I wrote 2024 on the top of the first page with a black Stabilo felt tip pen. Why is it so hard to say felt tip? Felt tip? Yeah, felt tip pen. This is where I put an overview of the year, so I could mark my days off. This is really just practical for me. I used the front of the Dutch door to put a kind of summary of the year with a total of the books I read, my most read months and my least read months, and how much books I read from my physical TBR and how much I added. and with all the little details added, that is the setup done. Jumping back over to my goal spread, I put all of the little pieces of paper I talked about earlier in the envelope. And now it's completely finished. I was so nervous starting out, but it all came together in the end. Here is the flip through of the setup for my 2024 reading journal. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye!